Allow me to say 2-3 things in the shortest time possible. The first is that we have a wonderful constitution, which is a product of the labor, effort, and the sweat of many Kenyans for many years. This is the constitution that replaced the constitution we adopted in 1963. The main difference between the two being that the 1963 constitution was negotiated, adopted on behalf of the people by leaders of the dominant parties at that time. And by dominant parties, I mean dominant political parties of that time. For the 2010 constitution, first, the process took much longer. It was much more difficult, but more importantly, it involved a lot of participation of the people of Kenya, the people themselves of Kenya, in their representation. Many of that representation directly elected by the people to come to bomas of Kenya to make a constitution. Over and above those who had been elected through democracy. That marks one of the biggest and most fundamental difference between the 2010 and the 1963 Constitution. While the 1963 Constitution was driven by the voices of dominant political parties, the 2010 Constitution was driven by the voices of masses of people from the grassroots, blending it with the voices of the leaders who were holding office at that time. Mr. President, we are also lucky. Our constitution sets a very clear hierarchy of the priorities of the nation. And that is the preamble we've just listened to, and that has just been replayed here. That preamble summarizes the national priorities. Those priorities are structured in terms of who calls the shots in our country. If you look at that preamble, the people assert themselves as the supreme human, the highest supreme human organ of constitution making. Unlike the 1963 Constitution, which had concepts like the supremacy of parliament and other concepts which have been overtaken by events today. Interestingly, Your Excellency, I have noted as a student of constitutional law that the same preamble, the people asserting themselves as the highest constitution-making organ, the people, they do recognize two things: that this nation exists subject to a higher authority, the Almighty God of all creation. That part is normally left a lot in constitution making, especially in analyzing the structure of our constitution. But the preamble also has told us downstream, the people who are the highest human constitution making organ have delegated most of what they would be doing themselves to organs of states and to the levels of government that are represented here. Both the organs of state, the three arms of government, and the two levels of government. Your Excellency, that preamble also helps us to understand our national values. We respect the individual, the family, the community, and the nation. That hierarchy, again, of the units that constitute our nation are spelled out there. The other feature, Your Excellency, again,